Hi, and welcome back to the National Park series. We have some catching up to do on this storyline, so today we're going to pick up where we left off after leaving Minnesota and eventually crossing the Mississippi River around the end of August. There have been a few long days with a lot of miles getting across the country as I make my way to the East Coast to visit family. I still have a few national parks ahead of me, and I'm kind of struggling to figure out the best route to take to get there. I've been running into serious issues lately finding places to sleep, and the weather has been up and down this past week. Anyways, let's jump in. Today we're going to check out Mammoth Cave National Park in Kentucky. It's a big cave. I don't know, I've never been there. I'm assuming it's a big cave based on the name. I haven't done much research. I don't know too much about how the tours work or any of that, but I'm just going to go and wing it and figure it out. I've been having a real hard time finding places to camp lately that don't cost $30. And that really, I don't mind it once in a while, and especially if I'm getting something extra for it, because just putting a tent up to me is not worth $30. I could do that anywhere. But if I'm in a national park and I want to be close to the park or in the park, then I'll pay the $30 for the experience, or if there's showers and laundry included or something, that's a different story. But just to put a tent up for $30, in my opinion, is kind of outrageous. So I've been having a real hard time finding places to sleep lately, which is why last night I ended up riding well into the middle of the night to find a place. Finally, like 1 o'clock in the morning, I found something, and then was woken up this morning. Forest Service Department or whoever manages the area came with like a crew of 5 people to mow the lawn around me. I was the only person at the campground. I just got up and left. I wasn't gonna hang out while they're mowing the lawn around me. Okay, so yesterday I was up by Chicago, and there is a brand new national park in Indiana called Indiana Dunes. And so I went and checked that out. It was kind of a quick stop. It was towards the end of the day, and well, I'll let myself from the past tell you a little more about it. So this is a brand new, the newest national park. Before it was obviously a national seashore, or whatever they call it. Officially this year it turned into a national park, so I added it to my list. And I've been kind of getting close to it, and I'm not seeing any sand yet. So I'm not too sure what to expect. This area looks pretty nice though. I mean, if it's like this and there's campsites available, I might just stay here. It is getting kind of late. It's 6:45, so. That is really quite a little gem. I'm really grateful I got to see it with such a beautiful sunset happening. It could have easily been here at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and not thought much of this place. The sunset alone was worth it. It's really beautiful. So yeah, Indiana Dunes was really cool. Definitely glad I got to see it during the sunset. Still waiting on my GPS to catch up to me here. I don't have service out here. There it is. Awesome. I've been waiting on that. I've just been kind of blindly riding forward with no direction. Try to get to this national park. Anyways, yeah, so that was up in Indiana, pretty far north. I couldn't find anywhere to sleep near there, so I had to ride all the way down here, well into the middle of the night. Really wasn't ideal. I didn't get to a campsite till like 1 o'clock in the morning, because that was the only one I could find that was free. Well, I had found another one that was closer, but that one was full, so then I was kind of like in a weird spot where there was nothing else available. I don't know if I'm in Indiana or Kentucky right now. Not really sure. But I'm heading towards Kentucky anyway. I got about 3.5 hour ride to the national park, and then we'll see if I can get a tour or get in. I'm really hoping I get to go into this cave, because I'm still pretty disappointed that I missed Wind Cave, that I wasn't able to go in there because of an elevator issue. So I'm hoping I get to go into this one. That would be really, really cool. I have some time to kill, so I guess if I have to book a tour or something, I could do it tomorrow. I've been doing a lot of miles lately. There's a lot of gaps between the national parks as you head east. So I mean, I've just been kind of hammering away the miles, and it's not necessarily that I have a deadline. I mean, I do need to start heading south before it gets cold, but I have like plenty of time for that. I'm actually just kind of getting anxious to just get to the East Coast and see my family and take a little break from the road and catch up on some work and stuff. I'm ready to be there, you know? So that's a good thing, I guess. Making a lot of progress and seeing a lot of beautiful scenery, although it is getting a little tamer. It's not quite as in your face as some of the stuff out west. I crossed the Mississippi a few days ago, and that's kind of, to me, is like, that's the other half. That's not usually where I would want to be on a motorcycle. If I only had so much time, I'd want to stick to the western 11 states. Anyways, I think I'm going to put on some music or a podcast and get through these 3.5 hours, see how this ride goes. Mammoth Caves, that was pretty cool. Definitely wasn't as ornate and like, I don't know, I don't want to say beautiful because it was beautiful in its own right, but there wasn't so many interesting features to look at. It's very big. It was cool because the tour really, like, you gotta duck down and it's more interactive. You know, you gotta work your way through some pretty tight spots. Really cool. And the tour guide was a lot of fun. She had some great jokes. And I learned a little bit about the history and why there aren't those formations, and I'm not gonna pretend to know what I'm talking about, so you guys should just come here and check it out and learn a little bit about Mammoth Caves. It is the longest cave system in the world that we know of. So far we've explored apparently just over 420 or 430 miles of caves, all within this like 100 square mile radius basically, and that's just what we've explored. We as human beings, not me. I'm not involved in that process. Well, I wish I was, because it's pretty cool. I would love to get in there and be one of the first people to discover a new hallway or a new corridor or a new tunnel or something. Another neat feature I really liked about it in there was the underwater river, which we did not get very close to, but there was one part where you're standing on a bridge kind of looking down and you can see it, and that was pretty cool. It was like kind of gave you this sense of like this whole underwater world happening, you know. Pretty neat. So that was done. I got on their Wi-Fi so I could make a few phone calls because I don't have any cell service around here, and kind of looking at the map, trying to come up with a game plan, and not really feeling too inspired on which direction to go because, well, there's not really much for free camping in this area, let's just say that. So I talked to the ranger. She recommended a place that was not super expensive, so I'm gonna go check that out and make camp for the night, have some dinner, and start fresh in the morning. I mean, I'm kind of up in the air if I'm gonna go to, because I mean, I'm in Kentucky. I'm probably, you know, hours from the Great Smoky Mountain National Park, so I could be there tomorrow afternoon and go check that out and get that one off the list. But I also need to head north to Ohio, so I'm kind of like, I'm gonna be back down by Smoky Mountains again later in the year, like in a month or so. So I could hit it then, or I could get it now, get it out of the way while the weather's nice. I'm not really sure what to do, so I'm gonna sleep on it and figure it out in the morning. All good stuff though. Pretty awesome day. The tour was really fun. I was the only person there by myself, but I made friends with people at the back of the group, so that was cool. And we're talking, they actually are involved in projects where they go and they help map out new cave systems, and they get to explore caves that have never been explored, so that was pretty cool. It was pretty neat hearing some of his stories. And there are a ton of deer around here from what I've seen so far, so I'm gonna have to really keep an eye out and pay attention. So this blinding, glaring light in my face is probably not gonna help. Yeah, I can't see anything right now. Wonderful. There we go. I just left Akron, Ohio. I'm still in Ohio, and I'm just about in Cuyahoga Valley, which is a national park in Ohio. And I gotta level with you. When I heard there was a national park in Ohio, I was kind of taken back. Ohio is beautiful, but I had just never seen a section of it that I thought was national park worthy. So we're about to go find out if Ohio's been hiding something from all of us all these years. So we will go find out together. So it is a holiday weekend. It's Labor Day? Yeah, it's Labor Day. Holiday weekend. I'm not too sure how crowded this is going to be. But we'll find out. And it's kind of in an odd position too, because I mean, I was just in sort of like an urban area. Like Akron it's not a big city, but it's urban. You know, it's not like out in the wilderness like a lot of the national parks out west are. I mean, according to my GPS, I'm in it right now. And this does not feel like a national park so far. Well, maybe I'm not quite necessarily in it. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much in it. Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. So curious to see what this is going to be. I looked at some pictures and it did look beautiful, but you can never really tell from looking at pictures. You have to kind of go there to see, you know, what's it really like. You know, you can't get really a taste of it from pictures, especially nowadays. All these pictures are so well edited and like framed perfectly to like make something look different than it actually is. So that was pretty cool. I got to learn a little bit about the history of the canal system in Ohio and all of that. Pretty cool stuff. Now, I did talk to the ranger and I asked her, you know, listen, I'm kind of short on time. If I was only going to see one thing here, what would it be? And she suggested Brandywine Falls. That's kind of like the highlight everybody wants to see. She did tell me that the parking lot was closed earlier, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get in there, but I'm thinking because I'm on a motorcycle, I might be able to kind of tuck my bike into somewhere that maybe a car wouldn't necessarily get. So okay, we made it. The parking lot is open, so I was able to park. There's quite a few spots open actually, but it's starting to rain, so probably not going to spend too much time here because I still gotta go find a place to camp and it's getting late. This place is pretty cool. This is a neat little boardwalk they built in around these like these rocks and stuff. I get it now. It's pretty cool here. It's worth the trip. Some cool history, really neat woodsy kind of environment. These rocks are really neat, and there's a beautiful waterfall up here. Wow. That's way better than the pictures. I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to do this justice.
Well, it was really beautiful. Hard to really capture that waterfall without being able to climb around on it and explore it like I would normally do. I did my best to show you guys some of Cuyahoga. Unfortunately, it's starting to rain. There's a car coming. So I do have to go and find a place to sleep and get my rain gear on. This is pretty cool. Look at these flowers. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. Hope you guys got something out of it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, maybe share it, leave a comment, let me know what you thought. Honestly, it's worth coming to see in person, and I know I didn't do it any justice, so if you're in the area especially, it's kind of Ohio's little hidden gem, I guess. And that's it for today. I will see you guys in the next video. Ride safe.